You calling?
Mr. Brian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. We have the China celebration of the anniversary in 1 month. So security is heightened here on a lot of devices. So
Yes, I
can't
can
get
hear
through
you.
it easy. All
Yeah,
right.
we're live now, so I'm gonna
We
go
have the
ahead and.
China celebration of the anniversary in 1 month. So security is heightened here on a lot of devices. So
So
can't get through it.
that's Colin here. Give me a quick second. Let us get this
All
squared
right.
away. Uh,
We have the China celebration of the anniversary. Oh wow.
all right, so we're live. Give us a chance, guys, to get set up right quick. So here we go. Um, I think we have Colin on here. Let me get a couple windows set up right quick. You'd think after a year I'd be used to this, but I'm not after all this
Yeah,
time.
the major echo.
Yeah, I'm just turning it down now. So we should be ready to go. Let's see. We're almost there, guys. All right. So thanks. It's been a while since we connected. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update in terms of where we are. I don't look to stay on too long, but I really want to be able to give you guys an update in terms of where we are, what we've done. Hey, what's up, Jim? He's on the line, man. Still been around. Um, it's been a minute. So what we're going to do today, we're going to review where we've come from over this past month. Actually talk about some of the things that we've done, that is launching a new chain, getting on more master nodes, getting being in a position where we can launch our white paper, also at the same time launch our application, get on to more exchanges. Man, you guys should be excited, even though still got some complaints. That's fair. It's only a few of us. We're chugging along despite our calls for having more and more people help us out. We are progressing. So without any further ado, let's recap from where we were in getting the swap in place. From what I understand, a lot of people have gotten their coins swapped. We've completed the vast majority of the swaps. We've attended to some issues as well. There's Rao. Well, the swap has already started, Ralph. You kind of missed it. We're on the second part of the swap that will take place at the new name of the coin is XChainZ. The community voted on it, XCZ, but so XCZ, XChainZ. There it is. I'll type it out for you. Um, it started on it started last month, and it's at the point now where we have approximately 800 master nodes since we swapped over. That is, we swapped LPC and LGS. So now we're one project, and our focus is now in the exclusive focus on AI as applied to learning, training, skill acquisition, and coaching in human capital management. Yes, so that's correct. So we have, just in case you don't know, about 800 master nodes. In terms of the master node space, in terms of master nodes online, we are already in the top 100, guys, in terms of the master nodes. We haven't listed on there just yet, but we will. So we got to meet some benchmarks, both internally as a community and at the same time as an organization, being able to get a product out. It doesn't make sense to launch and list on an exchange unless you have a product out, unless the community is strong. And we got full support for everybody moving forward. I'll answer the questions in a few moments, Ralph, because I know you put in some questions in the chat, and I want to be able to answer them. But at the same time, I want to catch the community up. But I'll make sure to get to you. But I think at this point, it's going to be a 2-to-1 of LGS to XChainZ. considering that you missed the first swap. The one-to-one swap happened on the 15th. Anyone who deposited coins around the 15th of August until the end of the month, I think it was all the way through to September, got the one-to-one swap. And everyone, if you had that amount on the XChainZ platform, you received that one-to-one swap. But now it's a 2-to-1 swap for October and then for November. We should be able to have everybody squared away. And once again, we're no longer supporting LPC, no longer supporting LGS. And we're in a position now where we're writing the white paper, we're testing and integrating the Smart Test Technology platform onto our blockchain. So we're starting that integration now. And at the same time, we are writing the white paper. Now I can give you some insights on what the white paper is about. Let me see. I'll go right here and I'll pull this up. I think I showed this one time before in terms of our this is the abstract.
We're starting that integration.
So our solution at the end of the day, we're providing verifiable training, assessments, and certification. And the training, the assessments, and the coaching will be on the XChainZ platform. Right now, the accounts that you do have, you will begin to see certain tabs for assessments, tabs for training, tabs for
hey, Damon, you have a very long echo going on.
Yeah, give me a second.
The training, the assessments, and the coaching will be on the XChainZ platform. Right now,
what about now?
You will begin to see certain tabs for assessments, tabs for training.
I hear it too. Hold on.
Yeah, give me a second. What about now?
I thought I muted it, but for some reason the sound is not closing this out.
Maybe one of your things should go on mute. I'm not sure what's going on.
I put everything on mute. Let me see. Let me turn this down. That's down just a little bit, but I don't know if I'll be able to hear you, Colin. But I'll turn it up at a later point in time once you get ready to speak. What we have, the XChainZ platform will be in a position where we will have artificially intelligent backed assessment platform in place, an AI backed training, and a coaching platform. So just to give a little bit of background about it, so think about taking an assessment. Say you want to understand your visual spatial skills, or you want to understand your quantitative ability, or your personality characteristics as it relates to variables that determine how good of a fit you may be within the organization in terms of your extroversion or your emotional intelligence. Colin, I can't say that again.
I don't think anybody's going to be able to follow along because we're hearing two voices.
Let's do this. I'm going to try to adjust this sound. I don't know where it's coming from. Give me a pause. Run YouTube here.
You're probably a 15-second lag.
Let's do this. I'm going to try to adjust the sound.
Yeah, I can't hear Colin either. Yep. Give me a second. I'm trying to adjust this volume. You could just mute. But I still hear this screaming in the background.
Maybe.
Yeah, the sound is terrible. I'm gonna try to adjust the volume here on my Settings, go to preferences. Let's do this. And sound. Use ambient noise reduction. Output. What about now? So can you hear me now? So maybe, Colin, can you mute your, what about try muting your Zoom?
I think if you mute the YouTube mic.
I've already muted the YouTube. Colin, can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me? But I can't hear you. Right now, those 820 masternodes, those are not, it's not pre-mined, it's actually community members who own those masternodes in place. And I'll show you in a second once we get back up if I can get Colin to hear me. Got some communication issues going on right here.
I can hear you, but I went on mute.
Okay, great. All right, so that's, and I still have an echo on my side.
Those are not, it's not pre-mined, it's actually community members.
I don't know how that is happening. So let me do this. I'm going to exit out this YouTube here. And I'm not going to be able to track you guys, but I'm going to just walk through. Okay, Colin, can you hear me now? Oops, I got rid of Colin. Oh well, let's see. I'm going to log back into the Zoom meeting here. No, I'm going to stay here. Cancel. Want to make sure I didn't get rid of him. I'm going to stop sharing and come back in. Well, maybe he's going to log back in. Okay, there he goes. Okay, now I'm going to share.
Okay, guys, so that was me. I had the YouTube page open in the background and didn't even realize it. So that was my fault for the echo. We are good to go now. Here we go.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to walk back through this again. Start back at the top. I do apologize, guys, in terms of where we are. Pull this up right quick.
Yeah, Damon, after you give your update, I'm going to give some more information on the swap merge updates.
Sure. All right, guys. So right now I can't see anything in the page view, but I'm going to try now to see if I can watch the page so I can at least see the comments. So I think at this point, yeah, I can hear now. Yeah. All right. So we got everything back up again. So now we're in a position where I'll start back at the top. We have 820 master nodes. Long story short, 820 master nodes, and those are master nodes by community members. It's not. Let's do this. Go to network, and these are community members who are around the world. So once again, everybody from United States, Finland, Russia. Let's see. Japan, Italy, Australia, United States. So it's looking like everybody is coming back in the community now. So it's Italy, Netherlands, China, Germany, United Kingdom, and this goes on. 820. So we're already back in the top 100 in terms of our network size. And I just wanted to recap. People, we did transition over. We got folks swapped over from LPC, LGS over to the new coin, and the new project is called XChainZ, and the new masternode, ticker is XCZ. Once we reach around 2,000 to 3,000, and at the same time we've had our our assessment platform launched on the XChainZ platform, that's when we'll start listing on exchanges. So it makes sense that we have a working product, and at the same time we're in the position where we can start generating revenue within the organization. Okay, so thanks for hanging out with us on the gym. We got it worked out. So just to explain once again, we got about 820 master nodes so far. Those aren't community master nodes, and just to let you know, community master nodes have not been launched. We have not launched a single master node to this point, except for the original set of we've launched seed nodes. So there are 7 seed nodes, but no master nodes. So the community master nodes have not been launched yet. These are all community members at this point. So in less than a month, so approximately a month's time, we have about 820 master nodes, which I think is good. That shows some indication that we do have a community. It shows that we do have some people who are willing to support us given all of our ups and downs. So the how do I set up the master node for XChainZ? Setting up the master node for XChainZ, there is a link on the GitHub site for, I don't know where that is at this point, but I'll put it in the description below where you'll be able to click it and set up your master node for the project. So it's really simple, same set of instructions that we had for LPC back in the day. Let me go through and walk through where we are, so with the community, and then I'll just walk through the questions that we have in the chat. So 820 master nodes, we've got everybody, most of the folks transitioned. I know there are 1 or 2 folks who say they haven't received their XChainZ just yet. We did that swap on a little after the 15th and went through, and now we're on our second phase of the swap that will take place at the end of this month. And then we'll do that swap, and it's going to be a 2-to-1 swap that's going to take place. So, and we are now in the process of writing the white paper, and as I mentioned earlier, the project is an AI-based assessment and training platform with coaching. So think about taking an assessment, completing an assessment, receiving XChainZ coin for engaging in the assessment, taking the assessment, and actually allowing us to compute analytics, use your data to help build artificially intelligent systems. What we're doing for the most part is putting intelligence on the blockchain, human intelligence on the blockchain, using the XChainZ, using our XChainZ blockchain and the interplanetary file system, and an AI-based assessment tool, which is based on my research from my doctoral dissertation. And actually that link, let me see if I can pull that link up here. So some folks may want to say, hey, let's see, here. So it's actually this work here. It's Flow, an information-based theory of challenge skill balance. So for the most part, this book is the framework that we're using to build out the artificially intelligent assessments and the artificial intelligence training that will be taking place. So it provides a nice framework. So I'll be able to put out that white paper around the 30th, as you see here, and then we'll have the first iteration of the assessment platform. More than likely the assessment first by December, and some aspects of the training. There are some vendors who said that we can integrate their training onto our platform, but yet we would need to have an MVP functional first before we can start integrating their training and our assessments onto the XChainZ platform. So we're looking at December the 31st for that rollout. And this first set of modules, we're looking at a target of around February, the end of February, but we should be able to get some assessment modules out well before then, because that's going to be the first thing that's actually completed. But as I mentioned earlier, once we have about 2,000 to 3,000 master nodes, and we have the first iteration of the assessment platform out, that's when we're going to aggressively start listing on a variety of different exchanges. Also, as well, after talking about the transition, the swap taking place, the community, not the non-community masternodes, we have not put up community masternodes yet. We have community members, 820 community members who have put up masternodes at this point. These are community members who have launched the masternodes themselves. So I do think it does speak to our the size of our community, the support that we have for pushing forward on the project. At the same time, I do want to give an update on the conference that we attended in Washington, D.C. It was the Black Blockchain Conference in Washington, D.C. Let's go back here. We attended the Blockchain Summit that was on the campus of Howard University. Colin and myself, we attended. We both spoke on a variety of different panels and sessions, made some good interactions while we were here. And I'll show some of those as we go through. For example, this is Tone Vase. I don't know if most of you know who he is. He's actually a former VP over at JP Morgan Chase, and he was a derivatives trader. He had a chance. He gave his insights during the conference, so we had an opportunity to talk just a little bit as well. Also had the opportunity to meet with that's old classmates, and we also met with the co-founder of XChainZ, that's based out of Africa. So we did have an opportunity to talk about our assessment and our training platform, and they are also interested in building out their assessment and training platform as well. So with that said, let me go through here. I'm going to press X there, and I'm going to go through and take some questions. Let's see. Who is owning those 820 masternodes? As I mentioned earlier, those masternodes are owned by the community. They swapped out their coins, downloaded the instructions for launching the masternodes, and they launched those 820 masternodes that we have so far. So it looks like roughly 1 to 2 masternodes per person. And I'm using that as a rough estimate, considering that we have about 650 unique accounts on the XChainZ platform, about 820 masternodes. So that's roughly almost 2 masternodes a person.
Hey, David?
Yeah.
Let me give a brief update on the swap before you go through the questions. Some of the updates may answer some of those questions, because I can anticipate some folks have questions about the updated swap rate. So I want to get some background on that.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here also. If you'll pass that over to me. Okay. All right. So guys, just let me know when you're able to see my screen here.
Hold on, Colin. Let me get you over here. I'm going to minimize this, bring it here. Minimize this screen. Try to get your zoom. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so as Damon mentioned, we officially started the merge and swap around September 1st, and during this time, we really had almost 0 issues with LPC. The majority of the conflicts came with LGS. Now, some folks, it did take a while for the wallets to update with LPC, but generally, all of the LPC owners at this point should have their coin. Now, we do have some folks who did miss the initial swap, but missing the swap is not what I would consider an issue. That's more of just not being aware of the swap. We'll come back to that in a moment. So, owner issues, which we pretty much have all resolved. We had probably about, I would say, close to 200 issues. Now, not 200 users or owners, but 200 issues. And this ranges everything from not knowing how to log into the website, not knowing how to change your password, to not understanding what staking means, and also not seeing coin in your wallet. So a whole host of issues. Starting last week, I did start working on, excuse me, working on directly on all the individuals who were missing LGS or LPC in their wallet. So from last, I believe it was last Tuesday through yesterday, Sunday, I did do a daily accounting, meaning on a daily basis, I went back, communicated with some people, and sent their missing exchange to their wallet. So at this point, if you have submitted to me your exchange wallet address, you should have what's missing in your account. Now, there are a few individuals, I would say probably about 10 individuals, who we still need more information to verify their balances. I'm not going to go into the background details here, but of course, whenever you do a swap or merge, you absolutely will have some people who try to take advantage of the process and get what is not due to them. So we believe we have a number of those people. Well, quite frankly, we do, right? Some folks, they've been proven to be fraudulent transactions, and some people were asking them to give us some more proof. So if you receive an email from me asking more verification materials, please send that back. And as long as you have those materials, you will get your exchange put into your wallet. Now, we initially talked about lowering the ratio by about 10% each week. However, the community did reach back out. And what we found was, due to the fact that a lot of LPC was moving out of wallets over to the platform, the price was coming down very, very drastically. For some folks, and hey, this is very smart, some folks decided this is a great time to buy, right? So they went in, bought a whole bunch of LPC, and then tried to then do that for the second swap. So we caught that. We had feedback from that. And thank all of you guys who did contact me to notify me of this. So due to that, we are doing a 2-to-1 swap, 2 LPC for 1 exchange, right? And that will take place September 30th. Now LGS is a little different. We will have a different swap rate for LGS, and mainly because with LGS, you can't buy it. Right now, it's not listed on any exchange where you can buy and take advantage of it. So LPC, we're being a lot more tougher. Now, I would say we're being a lot more consistent with LPC. Now, if you have contacted me before the swap dates saying that you had an issue with doing the swap, talk to me and we'll negotiate, we'll work out what that rate will be. However, if you just were not aware of a swap, then you're going to have to accept the lower rate. And main reason is we did start advertising this back in May. So that's about 4 months, 3 months before we did the swap, to ensure that all of our owners were aware of the swap and all the details. So at this point, you do have to sort of accept the swap rate now. And some of you have pretty much said, every few weeks, right? Remember, when you purchased LGS and LPC last year, we don't have your email addresses. We cannot contact you unless you are in Discord or in Telegram, right? So it's the responsibility of all the owners to make sure you're staying up to date. So any questions there, please just feel free to contact me, cct@xchainz.io. I think you guys are very well aware of the email address by now. So this week, we should have all of the issues with missing LPC and LGS resolved. Again, we have about 20 people, a handful of people who have not submitted to me the XChainZ wallet address. I need those in order to send the funds to you. Now again, if we started our conversation, our email thread prior to September 1, September 2, you will get the full swap. If after, then you will not be eligible for the full swap. Again, selling is locked. Selling of LPC, LGS is locked until October 31st. And not just selling, moving, right? You cannot move it out of the platform until October 31st. The swap period officially ends October 31st. Next swap will be September 30th. And we're now going to start looking at the swapping of ZLGS and coins lost with Cryptopia and other exchanges. Now, with Cryptopia and other exchanges, it's going to take some more work. We have to be able to verify, one, what your balances were, and two, that there was an actual issue. So if you're not able to verify your balances, it's going to be hard for us to really be able to make you whole. And again, God will whole. So again, if you want to get in contact with me, you can hit me, contact me directly in Discord, Telegram, or at my email. The lgs@xchange.io email address is not working. I'm not sure why, but cct@xchange.io is working, and xcz@xchange.io will be functional by the end of this week. So any questions, any comments, please let me know. And that's all I have. That's all I have on the merge and swap.
Thanks, Colin.
All right.
Yeah, guys, as I mentioned once again, we're just progressing to the point you're not sharing your screen. As I mentioned before, swap is taking place, white paper is in progress, and we're looking around the December time frame to push out the first iteration of the platform, where you can take assessments and receive XChainZ. You can take training and receive XChainZ. And at the same time, we're going to start pushing onto a variety of different exchanges, because we will have a working AI-based product. I'll look to demo it within the next, say, 4 to 6 weeks, so you all can see the product that we're actually using on the platform. As you log on over the next few weeks, you're going to see some tabs, something like coming soon for training, coming soon for assessments, coming soon for coaching. And then we're just going to roll this functionalities out slowly but surely onto the platform. But I thank you guys for your time. I thank you for your patience. Way back in, say, March, April time frame, folks just thought this was a lost cause. We set a timeline to push out the new coin, to do the swap. We did the swap. Now that we've done the swap, we put out a date for the white paper. We're on track to meet that date for pushing out on the white paper. We also have a version of the adaptation for the we're looking to list on platforms as soon as we're able to have a working product out at that point in time. Hopefully we'll be to 2,000 to 3,000 max nodes at the point. That's a nice community goal to have. But right now we have a little over 800 nodes at this point. I'll see you later, Jim. Guys, appreciate the time. I won't take up any more of your precious time. And at this point, we'll keep you in the loop in terms of what's happening. All right. You have any more questions, Colin?
No, that's it. Thank you.
All right. Hey, guys. Thank you for your time. And we'll talk next week. Take care.